Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Railroader. Today we're on day 2. Let's go ahead and see what we've got going on here. So, over here at Whittier Yard, the interchange was serviced. So we've got 2 cars going to Ella Farm Supply. We got some cars going here to Whittier Sawmill. We got Stenzel Manufacturing and Holyfield Heating Oil. So that should be nice and easy. Now let's take a look at our timetable here and see what time. Okay, so train 1 doesn't leave until 7 o'clock, so we got an hour. So what we're going to do, first thing we're going to do, is we're going to grab good old number 1 here, select him. Let's throw him up to full speed, and we're going to tell him to come over here and pick up our log cars, like so. And while he's doing that, we're going to get our passenger train, good old number 1 here, set up and ready to go. Ooh, lag spike. Uh-oh, that's not good. Sorry about that, folks. Minor game crash. It's okay. It happens. Alright, so now we're going to come over here. We're going to select this guy. And we're going to get him set up and ready to go. So, actually, he's already set up and ready to go. So we got him on train 1 west. Alright, he's on forward. So now if we set him to max speed, this should say, yep, there we go. That's exactly what we want to see. Alright. And this guy's gonna go pick up those log cars. He's doing good on cold water. Alright, sounds good. I will meet you guys over at the log cars. And here he comes. Alright, let's go ahead and hook them on up. Like so. Alright, and we'll hop on here. And we're going to tell him to go pick up these 2 guys over here. Right there. Alrighty. So what we'll do is we'll come on in here to the depot, click on you, freight, and we will add all of this to our switch list. There we go. So now if we bring up our switch list here, see they're all there. Alrighty. Alright, we just stopped here to pick these guys up. Now we're going to head back over to the sawmill and get these guys on the right track. Okay. Here we are. The log cars go on this track right here. And then after that, we can start working our interchange. And then we will be good to go. Something we can do, we can go to milestones here. We can take a look at these. So we can go ahead and get our diesel fueling stand working on that. Not quite have enough money to go to Silva yet, but we do have enough money to start working on the Ella track and bridge. So let's go ahead and do that. So next time the interchange is served, we will do that. You know, sometimes I sit and wonder, how these auto engineers always have energy throughout the day, even though they never rest. Speaking of energy, if you like energy drinks as much as I do, you should look down in the description of the video. There's a link to DUBBY Energy. It's 0 calorie, 0 BS, 0 sugar, all the good stuff, and it'll cost you a fraction of what it costs to buy mainstream energy drinks on a daily basis. If you use that link in the description, you get 10% off your first order and every order following that. It helps you out, helps me out, helps everybody out. So, go down there and check it out. I'm just now noticing we didn't set these guys to unload. So let's see if we can select one of these guys. Kim and inspect, operations, unload here, and copy that to all of them. There we go. Now that that's all good to go, we can go ahead and unhook from these guys and close the side, unhook. There we go. Alright, let's go grab on to today's consist. Right here, so all of our Whittier sawmills ended up being at the front, so that makes that super easy. So if we couple onto this side, we can just pull them out back here, take them down this run around up here, and work there. That'll be super easy. And while we wait on this guy to come up here and couple, I'm just thinking, why don't we go ahead and enable, let's do tier 1 of Kirkland Valley, which will start on day 3. And yeah, we might as well. I mean, because we could use money, because we're a little low on money, and we need to start thinking about buying better locomotives, better passenger equipment, like these guys, even though you can't see them. Because these little bitty steam locomotives aren't going to last us too long in this game, unfortunately. Alright, let's hook these up. We have one handbrake applied over here. Ooh, excuse me. Let's release that and hitch a ride on here. Now let's tell this guy we have a gondola on there first. The gondolas go here. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I guess we're going this way. Alright, here we go. I went ahead and turned up the game volume a little bit, so I realized it was kind of quiet. Hopefully you guys can hear that a little better now. Alright, let's go ahead and hop off. Something we forgot to check was to see if everything is oiled up. And it is not to our liking anyway. Alright, let's go ahead and unhook this guy. We'll just run through and oil everything that needs oiled. Don't really need to oil every single one, just the ones that are getting low, like that one. That one's real low. And that one. Yeah, that one's not necessary, but we'll do it anyway. That one definitely needs it. So does this one. The locomotive should be good. It's pretty new. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and oil it up anyway. Alright, now that that's unhooked, the rest of the cars can go on one of these tracks. We'll put it on this one. Once we get this industry up to tier 5, it'll fill up both of these every single day. Alright. And we can actually tell this guy to go ahead and stop. We just got these 4 cars, it looks like. Alright. Unhook those guys. Okay. So now what we'll do is we're going to pull out of here and we're going to go run around the train. Because we need to be on this side of it. So go ahead and pull them on out. Pull them on out to here. It's going to go that way, so let's tell it to go over here. That way it'll clear the switch right here. Alright, and we're coming to a stop here. And that'll do. Alright. We're going to keep it so that we keep air in the train. And we'll tell this guy to come and meet us over here. We got 2 cars, 1 car, half a car, and hooked. There we go. Hook that on. Undo that handbrake. Alright, we're going to hop on here. Come along for the ride. Okay. So, we're going to bring our train up to here. Just had another jitter there, so I'm going to go ahead and save the game just in case. Looks like passengers are already loading for train number 1 to leave at 7 o'clock. Alrighty. So we're going to be using a real world way of doing things here, which is where we're going to be working the trailing end industries first, and then we will work the facing industries on our way back through. So we're going to tell this guy it is those two boxcars, right? Yes. Okay, so this is Stenzel Manufacturing over here. If we hover over this, you can see they go there, both of them. And this little tanker right there goes to Hollowfield. This is what I mean by a facing point. So a trailing point would be behind us to where we can tell this guy to go ahead and back these two cars onto that spur right there. And this would be a facing point where, I mean, like, it wouldn't be that big of a deal to go ahead and work that industry here right now, but it would be a little bit more efficient to just hook back on, go over to Ella, run around the train there, because we'll have to anyway, drop these two cars off, and then drop that guy back off on the way back to the yard. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So let's go jump on and hitch a ride. Alright, we're coming to a stop. About right there. Alright, let's go ahead and hook back up to these guys. Three toots tell us the engineer's going on back. Alright, and that's a good join. Let's go ahead and hook them up. There we go. Alright, let's run on over to Ella. Right there. Alright, we have arrived at Ella. Both of these are going to Ella Farmhouse over here. So first things first, we need to run around our train again. So we'll wait for this guy to get stopped. And we will unhook, hit that handbrake, and we'll tell him to come on over here. That's one thing about this game that you don't really get used to. Everything takes an eternity to do in this game. And that's because it's partly realistic. I mean, trains don't do anything fast. At least not like this, anyway. Alright, and we're hooked. We're going to leave that handbrake on because we're going to unhook from that guy. And we're going to tell our auto engineer here to drop these guys right here. Here we go. You can go ahead and tell them to stop. They're both within the range here. So let's go ahead and unhook. Grab this guy and we'll head on back to Whittier. Alright, here we go. Release that handbrake and head on back to Whittier. Alright, so we will tell him to go ahead and drop that car right there. Now we're most likely going to need to slow this guy down right here so that we're not having any kind of wrecks here. So we'll slow him down to 15 miles an hour and we'll keep good old number 1 running at 45, which he really won't get to 45 on this section. The most he'll do is 35, but it's all good. Alright, I'm just gonna keep in this view and I'll let you guys enjoy the ride. Alright, and now we're arriving here at Hollowfield Oil. We've already told him where to go, so we just get to sit back and enjoy the ride. While we're waiting on him to get up there, we can go ahead and select number 2. We can go to inspect, operations, go ahead and change him to number 2. That way whenever he gets to Ella, he can go ahead and start filling up to head back to Whittier. Alrighty. Go ahead and unhook this guy. Just like that. Now this guy is ready to head back over here. Let's take a look-see here. Yep, we're still good on logs. Everything else looks good. None of this is full yet. Didn't expect it to be. And yeah, so let's go ahead and tell him to park up here in the engine house. And let's go follow this guy. He's already almost to Ella. Not bad. Alright, we're pulling up here at Ella. And we're set to depart here at 7:10. Alright, we can go ahead and tell him to go ahead and reverse. And he'll wait till 7:10. And these guys will go ahead and start unloading. Let's see here. How many do we have waiting? Not bad. 25 waiting. Alright, we're getting started moving here. We'll go ahead and follow this guy on back to Whittier. Looks like we got a total of 25 passengers. Not bad. Alrighty, as we come up to our last stop here, the only thing I have for you guys is just drop a comment down below, drop a like on the video, let me know whether or not you're enjoying the railroad videos so far. If you'd like to see any more of this type of content in the future, please let me know down in the comments. As much as I like doing YouTube for me, I obviously want to put out content that folks will watch. So if you like this, let me know. We'll keep doing it. If there's another game you'd like to see on the channel, drop it down below. We might just try it out on the channel at some point. And of course, saving the best for last, just one more plug for DUBBY Energy. If you use the link down in the description, you get 10% off your first and any order after that, potentially saving you $100 a month on your energy drinks. Well, anyway, that's all I've got for you guys. So with that, this is Noggin 2002. Timed out. Night, Railroaders.